Let's talk about Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz is a really tragic case of a political downfall led by naked aspiration to be adjacent to power. Dr. Oz was always a little wacky when it came. Well, not always. There was a point in time where Dr. Oz really stuck to medical recommendations that are evidence-based. There was a period like that. Eventually, Dr. Oz sort of went a little bit into the woo-woo space. And then politically, Dr. Oz has gone completely off the rails to the point where now he is speaking in such hyperbolic terms about Donald Trump. Remember that Dr. Oz is the director of Medicare and Medicaid services. Dr. Oz is now saying that Trump's speech on Tuesday, the State of the Union, is the best speech ever by any president.
I don't understand tactically what the thought process is, but I must say, and many have said this besides me, but it may have been the best State of the Union address ever by not just the U.S. president, any president, because it's so beautifully captivated what it means to take care of your people. And just speaking of...
Sure. You know, the good news here is the country does not agree with Dr. Oz. There is a very good poll done by SSRS for CNN, and it found that only 38% of those who watched the speech had a very positive reaction. That is one of the worst numbers in a really, really long time. You look at the worst ones were Trump 2026 is the worst. You had Biden 2022, only 41% saw it very positively. Trump 2018, only 48%. Obama 2010, and Bush 2004, 74%, by the way, had a very positive reaction to that. So first, really quick, I want to tell you about one of our sponsors. Cold weather is sometimes when simple meals matter the most, and during the winter, there is nothing like pulling a warm bread out of the oven at home. It'll change the mood with the smell alone, never mind the taste. Our sponsor, Wild Grain, is the first bake from frozen subscription box for sourdough breads, artisanal pastries, and fresh pastas, all ready in 25 minutes or less with no prep. Wild Grain uses simple ingredients and a slow fermentation process, which will add flavor and can be easier on digestion. No preservatives, no shortcuts. Lately, I've been reaching for the Wild Grain sourdough loaf for quick dinners. Their cranberry pecan rolls are great for the weekends. Everything comes out perfectly browned and fragrant. Wild Grain's boxes are customizable. They include gluten-free, vegan, and protein box options, so it fits whatever you've got going on. Delivery is reliable. Baking is hands-off, perfect for cozy brunches or easy weeknights. Nothing like having an artisan bakery in your freezer to chase away that winter chill. Get $30 off your first box plus free croissants for life at wildgrain.com/David. The link is in the description. Now back to the video. A historically unpopular speech for Donald Trump. But Dr. Oz, for whatever reason, is insisting that it was the best, the best, the best. The Dr. Oz story is kind of sad to me because I don't think Dr. Oz is a bad guy. He is the epitome. He's the prototype of what happens when aspirations to money or aspirations to power become the most important thing. What was just a regular doctor who made uncontroversial recommendations became a guy recommending all sorts of woo-woo cures once it became profitable on a TV show. And you really hate to see that. And then a guy who at least theoretically could think for himself is all of a sudden saying things like, this is the best speech that any president has ever given. And he is in a position that, unfortunately, I think he is likely to be completely embarrassed by at some point in the future when it's all said and done. Here is Dr. Oz with more glazing of Donald Trump and how everyone respected him in Davos. And it's just like nothing we've ever seen before.
When we went to Davos, which I joined that delegation, amazingly, watching European leaders for the first time actually listen to what the president was saying, and they started nodding their heads up and down, which is easy to do. If you watch last night's speech, you'll understand that almost mesmerizing effect of reminding people you're elected to take care of the people who voted for you, not to dance around their issues, actually go after the problems, deal with them firsthand. And today, we were able to announce, as a follow-up to the president's commitment yesterday to deal with fraud, that we're going to defer $259 million.
Yeah, which, by the way, we already spoke about. It appears to to be illegal. What Oz is describing right now appears to be against the law.
From Minnesota, because they have not been acting in good faith to protect U.S. tax dollars and protect the people of Minnesota from deadly fraud against Medicaid in that state.
Yeah. They're describing something that's illegal. As I already pointed out to you yesterday, Congress appropriates money, and then the only task of the executive branch is to disperse it. It is not evaluate whether the money coincides with our political opinions. It is not, is there anyone we want to punish by not giving them the money? It's just disperse the damn money. And so it appears that what they are doing right now is unconstitutional. And Dr. Oz, who at least at some point I think used to care about facts and empiricism, is saying, look at us, you should be so proud that we are doing this thing. My question to you is, how do you think it happens with someone like a Dr. Oz? Does it happen slowly over time? I'll endorse the liquid silver or whatever. I don't know that he did liquid silver, but he's endorsed some weird stuff. There's a nice paycheck attached. I'll endorse this. I'll endorse that. Oh, sure. I'll be willing to work with Trump. All right. I'll say Trump did okay. All right. I'll say Trump is absolutely the best. All right. I'll brag about something that is against the law. Is it slow? Or is there a point in time at which someone like a Dr. Oz goes, hey, you know what? I'm selling my soul to the devil. I am now at the point where the only thing that matters is what's going to get me money or what's going to get me adjacent to power. And I will just do it. And that's it. Do you think it's gradual, or do you think it is a proactive decision? I'm in for whatever. We have a great show for you today. We'll talk about the missing Epstein files. We'll talk, by the way, this is a story almost no one's covering. ICE is stockpiling weapons in warehouses. What on earth for? And we're going to hear from an ICE whistleblower as well. Remember that we are now beyond 3.5 million YouTube subscribers, pushing to 4 million. Make sure you're subscribed at youtube.com/The David Pakman Show. And we will keep building and we will keep going after this short break.